Hey guys, Elle here. I wanted to talk to you about tarot cards because surely some of you read cards. I can tell by your comments. So there are probably some of you that are thinking about getting into cards or curious about them. If you've watched my videos, which if you're watching this right now, you're on basically a tarot card channel. Some mediumship too. So here's the deal. A lot of people get kind of confused about where they should start, what cards they should start with, because if you look, there are a ton of tarot cards. I mean a ton. So the thing is, you want something that's known, and I don't want to say simple because I don't believe any of them are actually simple, but you want something that you can easily look up meanings and figure it out. And because of that, I always suggest the Rider-Waite, plain old Rider-Waite basic deck. That's what I read from like 9 times out of 10 in my readings. And even when I swap to another deck, I do have some others, but I'll start seeing images of that Rider-Waite in my head for the card that I've picked. And I'll be pulled to something of the imagery on the Rider-Waite deck and not on the deck that I'm reading from. So I've kind of just thrown out the other decks and given up and started reading Rider-Waite all the time. And I suggest it because if you just Google, you know, maybe the Ace of Swords or whatever, you're gonna find a lot of interpretations on the Rider-Waite and not as many interpretations on the other decks. Now there are some that are very close to the basic Rider-Waite. There's the Universal Rider-Waite, which is basically almost the same imagery. If you get a deck that's got very, very, very similar imagery, that's fine. But I like the Rider-Waite because it's got all kinds of little things in there in the drawings. And I'm sure you've watched my readings. Sometimes I'm drawn to just one little thing in the card that's really speaking to me. And if you go with some of these other decks that, you know, substitute like animals and they're cutesy and they don't have all the detail of what Rider-Waite would have in the imagery, you're limiting yourself, you know, you really are. So I think go with Rider-Waite at the beginning, and if you want to spin off and learn other decks after that, that's fine. But if I was going to tell you where to start, Rider-Waite or something very, very similar in imagery. Because once you start getting imagery mixed up and you start going with other decks, and you lose a lot, I think. So, you know, and then you're not going to find as much in the way of definitions online either. So there you have it. That's a deck I recommend. Just the basic old Rider-Waite. And you just Google it and you'll find it. It's on Amazon. You can get it pretty cheap, actually. All right, folks, take care. Bye-bye.